She wasn't what was missing. She was what arrived when he was finally whole enough to receive it. Chapter 19. She walked in like light. He didn't notice her all at once. It wasn't like the movies. No slow motion, no perfect moment, no sudden shift where the world stopped and everything changed. It was quieter than that, more real. He was outside, focused on what was in front of him, paint on his hands, morning settling into the day, the kind of stillness he had learned to appreciate without needing to fill it. Then something made him look up. Not urgency, not noise, just presence. She was there, walking easy, unhurried, not trying to be seen, not carrying herself like someone who needed to prove anything. And that was the first thing he noticed. The calm. Not the kind that comes from having never been through anything. The kind that comes from having walked through fire of your own and refusing to let it make you hard. She moved like someone who knew who she was. No performance in it, no confusion, no chaos, just quiet certainty. He watched her for a second longer than he meant to. Not because she demanded attention, because she didn't. That was what made it different. There had been a time in his life when he would have mistaken noise for connection, intensity for meaning, need for love, but he wasn't that man anymore. He knew the difference now, and whatever this was, it felt steady. She stepped closer, sunlight catching her in pieces through the morning air. Not glowing and not unreal, just clear. Like something you don't fully understand the first time you see it, but recognize anyway. He straightened a little without thinking. Not out of nerves, out of awareness. Like some part of him understood this moment mattered, even if he didn't know why yet. She said something simple, a greeting, ordinary words. But the sound of her voice carried something rare. Peace, not weakness, not softness without strength. Peace with roots, the kind that doesn't come easy, the kind that has to be earned. He answered, and for the first time in a long time, he didn't feel the need to be anything other than what he was. No guarded edge, no performance, no trying to sound stronger than he felt. Just honest. That was new too, or maybe not new, maybe just returned. She glanced toward the work he'd been doing, the porch, the paint, the quiet evidence of a life being rebuilt one deliberate piece at a time. And she smiled, not because it was impressive, not because she was looking for something polished, but because she understood what it meant. That landed somewhere deep, because the right person doesn't just see what you are, they see what it cost you to become it. He looked down at his hands for a moment, the paint dried into the lines of his skin, the marks of work still there. There was no embarrassment in it, no feeling that he had to hide the unfinished parts of himself. He had spent too much of his life thinking he needed to arrive perfect before he could be fully seen. Now he knew better. She wasn't walking into ruin. She was walking into a life that had been rebuilt with intention. And the strangest part was, he didn't feel rescued. He felt recognized. That was the difference. She didn't step into his life to carry what he couldn't. She didn't show up to heal what had already been healed the hard way. She just stood there, calm, clear, and real, like light through an open door, not forcing the dark out, just making it easier to see. He took a slow breath, steady and quiet. There was no fear in it, no reaching, no desperation, just gratitude. The kind that doesn't beg for a moment to stay, the kind that simply knows when something good has arrived. She said his name again, and it sounded different in the morning air. Not heavy, not loaded with the past, just his name. And for the first time in a very long time, it felt like the future had a voice. He looked at her, really looked at her. Not as an answer, not as a reward, not as a final piece that made him whole, but as someone who had arrived at the right time, because he had finally become the man who could meet her there. And in that quiet, ordinary, sacred moment, he understood something simple and true. She didn't walk in to save him, she walked in like light, and he was finally ready to stand in it.
I wasn't looking, I won't lie. Had my head down, just getting by. And she walked in calm and slow, like she already knew my soul. Didn't need saving, didn't need fixing, didn't come with conditions, just stood there clear as day. And everything in me changed. She walked in like a light, didn't chase the dark away, just made it fade in her own quiet way. I was whole before she came, didn't need her to ease my pain, but something in her steady hand made me a better man. She walked in like a light, didn't try to make things right, just stood beside me, and everything felt right. Not a rescue, not a fall, just two souls standing tall. Yeah, she walked in like a light, and I finally understood why it took so long.